Hey guys, welcome back to Yogalete. My name is Mary Grayson, and this is the last video in the core challenge. This is day 7. This challenge flow is going to include a pose called headstand. Now, headstand is a pose that I do recommend learning in person in an in-person yoga class with an in-person teacher who can kind of assess you and help you into the pose. If you have a headstand practice, great, then this flow will be for you. Or if you feel like you're ready to maybe go into a little knee tuck position, maybe with a blanket or something underneath your head, please feel free to do that. Again, take these flows at your own pace and be sure that you're ready for whatever it is you're about to try. Other than that pose, everything else should be pretty accessible for you. You can just skip over that pose when we get to it. For the mindset piece today, I read something this morning that was talking about like time and shifting our perspective of time. And one thing that I tend to do is say, like, I don't have time for that. But I think that really what it boils down to is like, what are we prioritizing? What are we making time for? And I'm so glad you're here today, making time for yourself, for your body, for your mind, and for this flow. And so if you have a drishti today, these little things that can help us focus, feel free to focus on that concept of time and shifting your perspective on maybe what you need to prioritize in your life. So with that, we're going to start today seated. I have a block here. Feel free to sit up on a block or maybe up on a pillow, a blanket, something where you can lift your hips up a little bit above your knees. Once you get here, we're going to arrive into the space. Luckily, we have this beautiful beach here to look at. Taking a moment, letting your shoulders settle, letting your hips settle down into the block, rolling out your shoulders just a little bit. And just a reminder, this pose may be very uncomfortable for you sitting cross-legged. That is totally normal. You can always bring your feet out away from you a little bit or even straighten your legs out, bending them maybe in a little butterfly, just whatever works for you. But once you make yourself comfortable, starting to close your eyes, soften your gaze, arriving into your space as we start to breathe here. We're actually going to bring our hands to our heart center and press our palms into each other as we breathe. So this is going to allow you to kind of feel your torso, your side body waking up with a little bit of core engagement. Taking deep breaths into your low belly, all the way up to your chest, and on your exhale, breathe out from your chest out to your low belly and sort of draw your low belly in at the very bottom, getting a little bit of core engagement. And then you'll continue inhaling, filling up from the bottom up to the top, and exhaling from the top down to the bottom, drawing in once you get there. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Now blinking the eyes open, we're going to come back to that breath here in a moment, using it to help us twist here. So sitting up nice and tall, take an inhale, fill up from the bottom to the top. On your exhale, use your hands, press them together as you twist to the left side. Exhale, draw your belly button in as you twist. Inhale, back to center, fill up bottom to top. Exhale, draw your low belly in on the exhale. Twist to the right. Switching sides each time, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, using that core strength to twist, finding that core here. One more to the right. And coming back to center, we're going to twist to the left, and then take your right hand outside your left thigh. Take your left fingertips maybe to your low back and just open your chest, pull your shoulders back, or take your fingertips behind you and use them as leverage to twist a little bit more. Breathe in. On your exhale, breathe out back through center, twisting to the right side, using your core strength first. And then hand to the thigh. Right hand can maybe come behind you to your low back, just whatever feels right in your body. Big breath in. And on your exhale, come back to center. You're going to take the block out from underneath you if it's there. Keep it nearby if you have it. Option to take it in between your thighs. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can do the same thing without it. If you do have a block, you're going to squeeze it in between your thighs. Reach your arms out to a goalpost position. Again, you can use a pillow, a foam roller, whatever you have in your house really to squeeze between your legs. Now press your low back into the floor, push your shoulders back into the floor. Take an inhale. On your exhale, start to move your legs over to the left. Keep your shoulders planted. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Flex your toes back. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Now, see if you can squeeze your knees in a little bit more. Reach your arms up overhead. And then see if you can kind of interlace your fingers, take them back behind your head. From there, squeeze your elbows in and sort of press your elbows back towards the back of the mat. See if you can lift your head and chest up off the ground. Now you're sort of in a little knee tuck position, but on your back. Beautiful. Slowly release that. We're going to stretch through the hamstrings just a bit, taking behind the right thigh, maybe behind the right calf, right ankle, bending through the knee so that you can connect your belly and your thigh. Pressing through the heel, keep breathing. On your exhale, bring your right foot down. Slowly bend through the left knee as you bring that leg up, starting to press the heel towards the sky, but keep your belly and your thigh connected first. So notice my legs aren't going all the way straight. They're still a little bit bent. That's totally normal. Good. Slowly bring it back to the center. You're going to slowly roll your way up towards the seated position, coming into a tabletop position. Hands and knees position in the tabletop, starting to just move through cat and cow, squeezing shoulder blades together, rounding through the spine. Inhaling as you arch, and exhaling as you round and curl. Inhaling to arch, and exhaling to round. Coming back to center. We're going to kind of train this low part of our core by tucking the toes and then lifting the knees off the ground. I want you to think about pressing the heel of your hands back towards your knees and your knees up towards your heel of your hands. Keep squeezing your lower belly in. Take an inhale. On your exhale, push your hips back, but keep your knees nice and bent. Connect your belly and your thighs. Inhale, come back to bear. And exhale back to the almost dog. One more time. Inhale, back to bear. And exhale, almost dog. Go ahead and start to straighten your legs. It's okay if they don't go all the way straight. Pedaling out your dog. Go ahead and look forward towards the top of the mat. Come to stillness and start to walk your feet into a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. On your inhale, you're going to come into a little chair. Sit your hips back towards your heels. You can reach your arms forward, maybe up alongside your ears. On the inhale, stand up, cactus through the arms. And on the exhale, chair pose. Inhale here, lift your chest. And exhale, fold forward. 2 more like that. Inhale, coming into chair. Exhale, stand up, cactus the arms. Inhale, chair pose, squeeze the belly in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, chair. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Now from here, go ahead and start to bend your knees. Come onto your heels. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. See if you can reach your hands forward into a little toe stand. Breathe in here. Good. Now, as your heels come down, you're going to open your knees wide, sitting your hips back towards your heels. You might plump down on the ground like I did, but we're coming into a boat pose. So low belly draws in towards the spine. Maybe reach your arms up overhead. Maybe like a little headstand. Beautiful. Come into a little butterfly shape. Bring the soles of your feet together. Reach the chest forward and down. Breathing here. Now, as you're here in your butterfly, just some things to say about headstand. If you do not prefer inversions, so like down dog being an inversion, something where kind of your head is below your heart, headstand may not be a great option for you. This flow is going to have lots of down dog, inversion type of poses from here on out. So if you feel like maybe that's not for you, you can always come into a tabletop instead of a down dog and just skip any inversion parts that you do not want. So from here, we're going to slowly make our way back to a downward facing dog, pressing the hands into the mat, down and forward, maybe coming into a tabletop, again, if that works for you. So from your down dog or your table, we're going to take our right hand, see if you can tap your right knee or even your right ankle. Left knee or left ankle. So from your dog, see if you can take your right hand, tap either your right knee, left knee, or your left ankle, and then take the hand back down. Same thing, other side, left hand to right knee or right ankle, and then take it down. And just switching sides each time. Good, let's take one more each way. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg back, three-legged dog or three-legged table. On your exhale, step your right foot through your hands and spin your back heel to the floor. We're coming to warrior two, opening up through the hips here. Beautiful. Go ahead and reach that right arm forward, up and back. Reverse the warrior. And on your exhale, we're coming into a crescent lunge. So spinning that back heel up, kind of pivoting yourself forward. Take an inhale, reach up and back. On your exhale, warrior three, reach the arms back like little airplanes as you lift that left leg straight up towards the sky. And we're coming to standing split, folding over the right leg, reaching the left heel, left foot up high towards the sky. Big breath in. On your exhale, bend through the right leg as you step the left toes back, open up to the right side, little twist towards the right. Now take your left hand down. Option to bring the left knee down and come into a left side plank, or maybe take that knee off the ground, coming into a full side plank on that left side. Big breath in. On your exhale, come back to plank. Lower to the forearms. Walk the toes into dolphin. Lift the hips high. You can bend your knees here, pressing the arms down and forward. Big inhale. Forearm plank on the exhale, walking the toes back. Press into your hands. Press back, downward facing dog. Same thing, other side. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it through, coming into a warrior two position, opening up through the hips. Reaching fingertips across in either direction. Reach forward, up and back, reverse the warrior. And on your exhale, coming into crescent, pivoting forward into that lunge position. Reaching the arms back, weight into the left foot as you launch yourself into that warrior three. And standing split, folding over the front leg as you pull your legs away from each other. Big breath in. On your exhale, take your right toes to the back of the mat as you open up to the left side. Square the hips here as you plant your right hand down. Option to bring the back knee down and then open up onto your right side. Maybe, again, coming into that full side plank position if you would like. Big breath in. On your exhale, come back to center. Lower to the forearms. Walk your toes into dolphin. Couple breaths here. Press the arms down and forward. Find that stretch through the armpit area. And on your next exhale, bring your knees wide. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Child's pose. Come up from your child's pose when you're ready. And from here, we're going to be doing the headstand stuff. So feel free to fast forward through that if you would like to, but if you want to, coming to that part of your head, right, you would interlace your fingers kind of behind your head, and then come onto that flat part of your head where you would probably balance like a book or something. So it's not the crown of your head, not the tip top of your head, but sort of that flat part of your head. From there, you would kind of bring the crown of your head down, or coming from a dolphin, interlacing the fingers, and then placing your head down there, lifting your hips sort of like a dolphin. Now here, I want you to think about as if you were going to lift your head off the ground. You're pressing down into the floor that much with your arms, right? And creating sort of like a triangle with your head and your elbows. From there, see if you can kind of tuck your knees in. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you start to like split your legs, play around with some stuff. And when you're ready, you can come back down. Slowly come towards a child's pose. Now, taking a moment, just want to hammer some things in about this headstand. If you don't feel like you're ready for it yet, some things you can try. You can come into a dolphin pose and come to that same little shape with the crown of your head towards the floor, but you're pressing down into your arms. And you're just kind of tucking one knee in and then the other. But press into those arms. That's super important. And then eventually, maybe you'll press into that squeeze and tuck of the legs. So it took me a while to get to a place where I could do a headstand. But always want to come into a little child's pose or just a calming pose after you're finished. So just take a moment here, allow yourself to settle if you tried any of those things. Maybe rolling your forehead side to side. Once you're ready, we'll come back up out of that into a seated position, in a seated twist position. So we'll sit up nice and tall, taking the left leg straight out, right leg will cross over top. Take your left arm up overhead as you inhale, and on your exhale, hug onto your right knee as you start to twist over your right shoulder. And just breathe here, nice and slow and deep. Maybe reach your right arm back, or take the fingertips to the floor. One more inhale. On your exhale, take yourself back through center. Straighten the right leg out. Take the left foot across. Sit up tall. Inhale, right arm reaches up. And exhale, hug onto the left knee as you press the right heel forward. Looking over that left shoulder, breathing. Maybe bring those fingertips behind you and twist a little bit more. But keep pressing your sit bones down into the floor. That's important. Last inhale. And on your exhale, return to center. From here, we're going to come onto our backs into a bridge position. So bringing the hips up, squeezing through the glutes here, getting a little bit of a back bend. Just a few more breaths, pressing down into the shoulders, the elbows. And then once you're ready, slowly lower those hips back down. From here, just moving the hips side to side, the knees side to side. Maybe pausing on one side if you need to. And we're going to come into a reclined butterfly. Soles of the feet will come together. Arms come down by your sides. Close your eyes or soften through your gaze as we lay here for this last final relaxation. Relaxing through the whole entire body. Feeling grateful for the movement that we were just able to do with our bodies. I'm grateful for this time on the mat. Allowing presence, awareness into the body and the breath as we stay here for this last bit of class. Feel free to stay here as long as you would like to. When you're ready to come out, be sure you come out gently and slowly. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.